Hi, John. Can you hear me? Oh,
Hey, can you hear me?
yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. Oh, so first I want to say thank you to responding to my emails.
Not a problem.
Um, do you, could you just introduce yourself and how long you've been a paranormal investigator?
Yeah, and my name is John Mackenzie. I am the lead investigator and co-owner of Paranormal Penny Pinchers. We've been going for about 4 years. I have been investigating for just over 7.
Oh. So, I have to ask, what is your favourite haunted location and why?
Yeah, I'm kind of biased on this one. It has to be our own exclusive location. There's been a few very good places we've been to in the past, but our own exclusive location at Hallam Mill never ceases to amaze me.
So,
It's amazing. We've at count got at least 10 resident spirits, and we have plenty more transient spirits that just come in and out and say
yeah,
hello, say something, and then we never see them again. There's always something new going on there.
yeah. So, how did you get started into the paranormal?
To be honest, I've always been around spirit all my life.
Yeah, same.
Watched the likes of Most Haunted when I was younger. Always wanted to do it. Life got in the way and didn't know where to start to begin with. Until my wife Stacey, she found a local group investigating a local public place, public investigation. So we went, and just like the Pringles say, once the pops, I couldn't stop.
I can't say it. I started from a young age. Anything ghosty, horror, I'm obsessed with. So, what haunted locations have you investigated?
We've done a few. We've been to Shrewsbury Prison, uh, Antwerp Mansion. We was just up in Scotland this weekend just gone. We did Buchanan Castle, and I can't remember the name of this other place we did. It's a church slash graveyard. That was very interesting. Actually, I had a really good day, double back to back on one day. I've never done that before.
Oh, I bet that was
Uh,
some. Did you get some good evidence?
we had some really interesting pieces of evidence, yeah, with 10 pods going off and cat balls and REM pods.
Yeah,
It's
and they seem to respond with the cat balls quite a lot, don't they? They seem easier for the spirits to manipulate them.
Yeah, but you've also got to be careful with them because they can be, depending on your voice and the deepness of your voice, or
Yeah,
you can set them off yourself by just talking or
so they can
sneezing.
be quite sensitive, can't they?
Yeah, we've worked out the false positives because we've had somebody sneeze, and as the cat ball goes off, so okay, so I managed to mimic the pitchness of the sneeze, and it starts it off again. So,
See, I like the fact that
but
you try and debunk things and not like, oh, it's a ghost straight away.
exactly. I'm a how did I put it? I've got this new saying: rational believer.
Yeah,
Instead of a skeptic believer, I'm a rational believer. I look at all the rationals first,
you
and
just
then
mentally check off and then be like, right,
yeah,
well, it's not anything rational. So, how long would you spend overnight on an investigation? Would you do overnights or is it just a few hours?
depends on the location. I mean, when we went to Shrewsbury Prison, that was an overnighter because it's so far away, and I
Yeah,
drive.
yeah.
Uh, and I'm the only driver in the group, so I'm casting everybody there. So
Yeah, you're not going to be
if,
willing
there's
to
an, if it's a
drive.
bit, if it's within an hour and a half, we'll come back on the night. If it's anything over, we'll see if about crashing up. If it's an overnighter, or I'll put it on the list to do and find a hotel or some type of accommodation nearby.
Yeah. So I have to ask, because I myself have had experiences with this. Have you had any negative entities experience? Like scratches or anything?
When I was on, yeah, I have personally. I was on a public investigation, and was in one of the rooms, and this dark energy creeps up on us in the room. My wife was starting to get weepy. One of the girls next to her was absolutely bawling, crying, and the girl next to her was right angry, shouting and screaming. And I'm stuck at the back going, I don't like this. I was just like, nope.
See, I've experienced a negative because my mum and dad in the upstairs from like the bathroom to their bedroom at night time, it feels like a million eyes are watching you. Like it's so daunting. But I don't help myself because whenever I go down, I taunt it.
Yeah.
So then I wake up with scratches, and then I'm like, well, I can't really blame myself really, because I taunt it every time. And my mum's like, you know, it's going to attack you. And it's like, yeah, well, that's why I taunt it, because it attacks me. So it's like a never-ending loop. Has any location ever left a physical or emotional imprint on you?
I'd say the location where I got that thingy left its mark for a long time. I'm a Star Trekkie. I'm a bit of a Trekkie. So the only way to describe it is I can always sense the energies of a place. I might not be able to pick up on anything else, but I can always sense that there's energies in the place. It took 3 years for my shields to lower to be able to actually sense things 100% again.
Yeah, because it
just
does.
From that one location. They just went up and that was it.
Overwhelms your senses sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I don't know, but my guardian spirits, spirit guardians and spirit guides and all that just went, nope, you're not doing that. You're not dealing with that. And then
so they're like looking out for you.
I've had to work with meditation and crystals to bring myself down to a level where I can actually go in and go, yes, there is something here, and then I'm starting to pick up bits and pieces with it as well.
I'm the same. I always have. All the time, I have my protection one, and then I've got my evil eye crystal bracelet. I never take them off.
Yeah, I know they keep them on me when I'm on Invest. Sometimes I have my protection beads. I've got some rosary beads for trigger object / protection, which is entwined with a protection crystal that one of our friends made us. So I always make sure they're on hand.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So any tips to anyone? Take his advice. He's a professional. He knows what he's saying. So what is your if you had to pick, what would your dream haunted location to investigate be?
That's a hard one because there's so many really interesting places out
there
in the world. I really have no idea because like maybe something in America or one of the maybe like Winchester House or something like that.
Oh, the Winchester Mystery House, that'd be a good one.
Definitely, or go down Route 66 and check out our new Route 666 and do any haunted locations en route.
Like Goatsman's Bridge and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to, if I could, I'd love to do Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
Mm.
I think that or Waverly Hills.
Yeah, the sanatoriums, as they're called,
Yeah,
that would be immense, I reckon, especially over there.
yeah, especially. And there's also one over here that I'd love to go, but the fear side of me saying just stay away, and that's Pendle
Yeah.
Hills.
Pendle Hill. Well, we
Mm,
actually took a walk around the foothills of that a couple of months ago,
yeah,
and it was really nice. I'd like to get to actually some of the actual proper haunted locations, like the actual forests and stuff like that. Had the kids with us, so we just did the sightsee bits. But it's actually on our bucket list to spend a weekend up there in the forest and stuff like that.
it'd be one good location, wouldn't it? Scary, but it'd be a brilliant one.
It'd be interesting,
So,
definitely.
what kind of equipment do you use on investigations?
It varies. It really does vary on moods, situations. As like we definitely use the Scrytech stuff by Andy Guy. It's cheap. It's cheap. It's absolutely amazing. £40 a piece, and you get different ones. They're all environmental sensors. The idea was for data logging for what's going on around when you're investigating, but the secondary one was spirits were using them as communication. So it has gone from being the person like I won't say the data analyst to actually being able to use this thing, and it's kicked off, and they are such an amazing piece of equipment. We've got everything so far up to date, and they are our go-to pieces of equipment. But we also use dowsing rods. We actually have been doing seance candles. We've been doing tarot cards. We vary our night. We vary it and what we're doing. What we might do is a bit of both, a little less of one, a little more of the other.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the apps like the Necrophonic app and the Spirit Talker app?
Necrophonic's a good one.
I,
Once you get
I,
used to it,
yeah, I use Necrophonic quite a lot, and
we've had some really really interesting responses with that.
yeah,
We've actually got one of our first haunted item. Her name's Lily. We've had some proper communication through Necrophonics with her, and we know the voice because we've actually had S-Box sessions, and the same voice that we heard on the S-Box has come through on the Necrophonics, so we know it's a match.
so you know it's Lily.
Yeah. I mean, there is certain apps like I'm looking at there's certain apps that I'm not too sure on.
Yeah,
Everyone's different though. If you want if it's working for you and you can correlate it with other pieces of evidence, go for it.
I do like the Necrophonic app though. I do think that is one of the best apps out there.
Yeah, the other app is not as good, I must admit. Necrometer, it's called.
Yeah, I've seen that,
It's
but
the same as Necrophonics, but instead of having all the noise and all that, you just hear the voices.
yeah,
First time we used it, it was really, really good. And then we tried using it again, and it was just garble. We actually, on the first time we used it, we actually got clear responses. We're like, oh my god, this is going to take over from Necrophonics. And then we tried it again the week later, same place, and it was just garble. It was like, okay.
so it just didn't work the way it was meant
Didn't
to.
work.
So if you had to say what's your favourite piece of equipment for you personally to use?
Again, it's situational. I don't actually have a one particular piece of equipment that I always have out. But again, it's all Scrytech stuff. Any of the Scrytech stuff is our go-to stuff, so
Yeah.
they are my favourite pieces of equipment.
Is there any equipment that you think that people use just for publicity?
No. I mean, if you're using it and you're getting responses, then go for it. There's no right, no wrong way to investigate.
No, that's true. So what equipment would you recommend for someone who was just starting out as a ghost hunter? Like what tips and tricks?
Basic K2 meter, you can pick them up for next to nothing. Torch, cat ball, pen and paper, yourself. That's what you need to begin with. And then if you're going out with teams, well, the team are going to have pieces of equipment. You can see how it works, and then you can see if it's going to fit in with how you want to investigate. And that's how we've done it. We started out with the basics, and then oh, they've got such and such. That's very interesting. Where did you get it from? How much was it? You know, just ask questions, see what fits for yourself. There's no point in going and getting everything, and because half of it you won't even use. I mean, I've got a £150 piece of equipment in my box. Used it about 3 times, and that is it. Just because somebody had it and I thought it was interesting.
So you just had to get it. So
yeah.
have you ever used the SLS?
Yes, I actually built my own SLS.
Oh, that's interesting.
Unfortunately, I need a better battery supply for it because it'll last about 10 minutes and kick it out. But we haven't had it because I don't use it because of the power issues. We've not had any evidence on it, but it is very interesting. I do think if I had it working perfectly, it would be out. It would be on with the investigation levels, definitely.
This is going to be more of a controversial question from my aspect, but I'm guessing you've heard about the exposure of Zach Bagans from Ghost Adventures.
Rumours.
Do you believe the rumours that his ego got the best of him and he is not as intuitive as he makes people believe?
Problem is media. Media want the wow factor. That's what killed Most Haunted.
Yeah.
They start having to do things that realistically go against the grain of what they started out to be. Some people roll with it. Some people. That's such a hard question. I think I'm not too. I don't know is the answer, but I know some of it will be the media side of things, trying to make sure to capture things in. Yeah. I think that's what happened with like the likes of Most Haunted. Because I remember watching them when they first started, and I thought this was really, really great. And then I watched one it must have been about 5 years later, and they were all cramped. There was 10 of them cramped in a little room, and a biscuit rolls across the room. It's just like, well, I can only see 4 of these on camera, and this is way before I was an investigator.
Yeah.
I was like, well, how do I know it wasn't one of you guys?
Off camera.
Yeah. I think being in the media, because the media wants that wow factor, I don't think that helps at all.
No, I think it gives like investigators like yourself that actually believe in what they're doing. I think it does cast a bad light over true investigators, to be honest.
Yes. I mean, there are some really good TV shows out there who have managed to not get swayed by the media, like Taps and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love Taps.
The debunking side of things. This place is haunted, blah, blah, blah. Well, let's go in and see what could be causing that.
I like how Taps, like, they do the history into the building and try and say, like, well, this didn't happen, this doesn't correlate, and...
Yeah, exactly.
Is it Jason Hawes? Am I saying that right?
Yes, it is. Jason Hawes, and I can't remember the other guy's name.
Yeah. I like his daughter, I know her name as well, Cody, and his daughter has a weird name beginning with S. I can't think of what her name is, but she's quite good.
I've not watched that in ages. To be honest, the problem is with me as well is like I'm a chef by day, and I don't like watching like cook shows like Gordon Ramsay and all that. Watching somebody else do my job. I
Yeah.
want to come home and sit down and relax. And I've kind of got that same attitude with TV shows. I want to be out there. I want to do it. I don't want to watch somebody else do it.
Yeah, you want to experience it, not watch someone
Yeah.
else's experience. Yeah, I understand
Exactly.
that. So what was your very first paranormal experience?
Sorry, I'm trying to think. There's so many. I've got the ones my mum told me about being tucked into bed by my great granddad when I was 2 years old, less than 2 years old. I lived in a house that had a portal, waking up in the middle of the night, seeing a pair of boots walk across my living room door, my bedroom door, to my bedroom door. Things like that. I've always been around spirits, so there's never been something, there's always been something.
Yeah.
And it's just a case of, oh, okay.
Yeah, there's more out there than us.
Yeah, it's definitely is.
Yeah, I agree. I had another question then. So do you think spirits can visit us in our dreams, or is that us actually subconsciously talking to them?
Yes, I do a lot of. I get a lot of communication. I've had a fair few bits of communication through dreams. Does it always make sense at the time? It seems to be where my mediumship skill, if you can call it that skill, I don't like the word skill. I don't gift. My mediumship gift seems to be the best at. I've had dreams about one of the team members having a bracelet, meeting her somewhere, and a bracelet snapping on her, and she'd lost a ring in the dream. And then I messaged her the next day and went, "You snapped a bracelet?" She went, "Yeah." "And you lost a ring?" She went, "Yeah." And I hadn't seen her all week.
It's crazy, isn't it? See, that was what.
I've also had Lily. We had a team because our exclusive location is Hallam Mill in Stockport, in Escape Stockport, and we had a team in there that how can I put it sensitively? They were taking pictures of the skirt of the doll. Yeah.
So they was being disrespectful to Lily.
Yeah, and so we took her away for a week or two, just to recharge and relax, and because it did upset her and it upset us as well. And she actually came to me in the dream and like was saying thank you very much for looking after me and stuff like that. I woke up in the middle of the night. But that she came through as a person, not as but I could tell it was her by the colours of what she was wearing.
Yeah.
I have woke up in the middle of the night when my daughter was ill, seeing an image of Lily the doll, and then her voice going, "Baby, okay."
Oh, so sounds like she's looking out for you.
Yes, she
and
is.
Your family.
She's our sixth member of the team. She really is our sixth member of our team.
See, I believe some people don't believe in haunted objects, but I actually do. I think objects can, especially dolls, because they're more like children. So spirits can use them as a conduit.
Features of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know the science, if there is science behind it. I don't know the actual reason for it, but you do get more haunted. It seems to be more haunted figurines and dolls and stuff like that. You do get these items that seems to have an attachment because they hold dear to something. and then you got your like the Dybbuk boxes and stuff like that. But never had one. Don't know anything about it. I know the theory behind it, but I don't. Not something I want to mess with. So I won't touch with a barge pole.
That I feel that way with Ouija boards. Like that's something I will not even have around.
Ouija boards, it's if you're doing it right and the intention's good, and you close it down at the end, it's just another tool at the end of the day. It's just like using the K2. It's like using a cat ball. You've got to trust the people on the board. I mean, I was very sceptical of Ouija boards until we went to Jacob's Well in Yorkshire.
Mm-hmm.
We've been there. It was done by Prior Paranormal Research York, and it was like a Paranormal 101. So it was like a bit of like a how-to thing here, but we actually learned some things from it. It was really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And so we went into so that was in the daytime, and then at night time we went into investigation, and they had a massive Ouija board on the table. And I was mooching around, talking to people, seeing what's going on. One of the team members, Sam, she was on the board, and they were getting this name Lily, and the age was roughly about the same, but we was like, oh, it could be a Me Too situation. But the week before, we hadn't said anything to anybody, because we're there with another team, Onyx Paranormia. We hadn't said anything. This is about Lily or anything. And Lily was at Sam's at this time. So I turned around while Sam was on the board. It was like, who makes the brews? Because she likes a brew. It came Dave. Well, Sam was on the board, so I was like, okay, Sam, come off the board. So at this point, there was 3 members of Onyx, 3 members of Pry, and these 3 members hadn't even been in the building all day. They'd come for the investigation part at night time. So I turned around and says, Lily, if this is you, where are you? He went to Dan's house.
Gosh.
None of the team were on the board at this moment in time.
So it did it on its own?
Dan's house. Nobody in that building, other than the team, knew where Lily was in this moment in time. And that blew my mind.
Yeah, that's crazy. That'd be like I wonder how they can do it from a distance. Can they just travel to and from if they want to?
Yeah, I mean, Lily's not bound to I mean, there is people who lock them in cases and bind them to that area. But
I just think doing stuff like that antagonises it even more and makes it more angrier, I think.
Yeah, or it will draw into itself.
Yeah.
Lily's a free spirit. Yes, Lily, the doll's actually called Sally, her vessel is actually called Sally. But Stacey and Sam have both been here when I've been at Hallam, and Lily's come through here and talked to them here.
Oh.
While I've been at Hallam doing other things, because she's found us boring, so she comes to talk to the girls.
She wanted to chat with girls. So you because obviously this is going to be on my YouTube channel, and I will be linking paranormal pictures on in the video. So do you open your paranormal investigations to the public, or are they just?
Yeah. Yes and no. If we're going to locations, we prefer to do team share. We do public investigation. We have tried doing a few public investigations at our Saluta's location. It's something we're still baby steps with. We have done a few other events. We've done kids events. We've done 3 of those, and they were amazing. Wait, 2. Sorry, 2. We're looking at doing a 3rd one, and they were out of this world. Everybody absolutely enjoyed them.
See, that's something I'd love to do, actual paranormal investigation. I've done my own little bits around the house, but
yeah,
I really would love to do a location.
Well, there's there's plenty of places, even outdoor locations, that give out enough activity. I mean, we've got a fair few around us. We've done there's like Marple Hall in Marple, and that's the John Bradshaw, the judge or King Charles II, King Charles I. We've had things there. We've had Abney Hall. There's things there in the country part there. It's all around us. It's just finding it and working with it.
Yeah.